Hello parents of my new Year 8 students, my name is Zachary Brendish and thank you for joining me. Our school being in a lower socio-economic area, I know the risks our students face, and I know what must be taught to help students make correct decisions. Today I'll be introducing what the Australian curriculum is and how it associates with health and physical education. The curriculum identifies what students will be learning and developing and understanding for throughout each year. Today I will introduce to you an overall view of the curriculum, my main focus on this term, how I will conduct my lessons, and my views as a teacher. As a teacher, I understand some students may need more help than what other students may need. We have students that want to learn but may experience problems caused by learning disabilities or not having English as their first language. I see this as a very important issue and have implemented strategies in my own teaching to help these students. Teaching will include visual aids and demonstrations to allow students to see and understand what I am teaching, also known as modelling. It will give students the opportunity to match words with pictures, increases their interest and may also increase their vocabulary. I will also introduce peer teaching, which allows stronger students to collaborate and help other students. Peer teaching also allows students to see information and give ideas to others that they may not have first thought of. As a teacher, I will also use my knowledge to guide students. I will not be giving students the answers, but guiding students to find the answers on their own. My lessons will be designed around the interests of the students to allow for relatability and increased motivation to learn. Tasks will also be simplified so students will not feel overwhelmed. We will take instructions slowly and part tasks to help students understand what they are to do. Incorporate many ways to create and maintain safe learning environments. One of these ways is to build student-student and student-teacher relationships. Including group work and collaboration to my lessons allow students to socialise and build relationships. Another way to create a safe learning environment is to make sure my rules are expressed and always followed, whilst giving students support with compliments and positive feedback. This year we are looking to continue building on these two main areas from the health and physical education curriculum. These areas include personal, social and community health and movement and physical activity. These two elements contain everything that is under the health and physical education curriculum, meaning everything that is taught comes under these two areas. For this term on the personal, social and community health side, we'll be moving into drug use and how students can make safe choices around taking drugs. We'll also be promoting mental health by investigating skills and strategies focused around managing stress and refusal skills. For the community, we will investigate on the importance and how we can promote inclusivity. Moving on to the movement and physical activity aspect, we'll be focusing around the sport Australian rules football. We'll be looking to increase a range of skills in students, including accuracy and efficiency of skills. As a class, we will look to integrate strategic skills with the use of body positions and defending space. Inclusivity will be promoted with modified rules and scoring. We'll also investigate how the body responds to physical activity and basic movement descriptions. All my lessons will contain clear goals and objectives as to what I want students to learn. These goals will be specific and related to the task. Goals will also be challenging but achievable. They'll be set over a period of time. I'll create goals that are measurable so I can determine whether students have learned the information. To keep up student motivation and to have students understand where they are at with work and their skills, I'll deliver different kinds of feedback. When students perform skills or deliver finished work, positive feedback will be used. If students are participating and attempting skills, I'll begin with positive feedback, then move into critical feedback to help students shape their skill, then finish with another positive comment. For assessing students, I'll provide a wide range of assessments. I will assess students with the guided discussions and looking for answers. I will incorporate feedback to help students based on their past work and knowledge to allow students to see their improvement. My lessons will also allow students to self-assess and to peer assess. This brings students to take responsibility for their learning and adjust to feedback. We have our sub-strands. These sub-strands from the curriculum are divided from our content strands from earlier. Each content strand divides into 3 sub-strands that contain what is taught by health and physical education teachers. They contain an overall view of what I will be teaching students over the year, and under these sub-strands there are more specific elaborations which are known as focus areas. Moving on to the key propositions. These 5 propositions highlight how and what I will be teaching the students. They outline strategies and the importance of what is taught in health and physical education. We will now move into further depth of each proposition. The educative proposition entails that students learn information that they can make meaning of and apply to the health field. This may mean they take what they learn from school and implement this within their own lives. Strengths-based learning identifies and promotes a student's strengths further whilst developing what may be weaker points in their education. Critical inquiry looks to increase students' thinking and engagement. It will have students asking their own questions and investigating further into research. This also increases motivation and participation. Health literacy will allow students to understand knowledge related to health and increase their own healthy lifestyle habits. Our last proposition is value in movement. Value movement contains three important aspects: enjoying how movement feels, learning the mechanics of movement such as anatomy and strategizing movement with leadership and teamwork. Students will receive the chance to experience all forms of value in movement. How will you as parents understand what your children have learned? I will not be using traditional methods of conducting parent-teacher interviews. Instead, I have implemented a way for students to continue learning and increase responsibility on the student for their learning. Students will conduct an oral presentation showcasing their work and what they have learnt at the end of each term. Parents will come in and enjoy the adventure their students have been on. I'll be placing a high priority on cross-curriculum and cultural learning. Being in a multicultural school and a multicultural country, it is important to embrace these cultures and teach understanding and inclusivity. To do this, I will create lessons that investigate different cultures and their sports and health. In conclusion, I have introduced you to the curriculum for the year and our focus for the term. You have now seen how I differentiate to include the needs of students, how I implement my teaching approaches, how I will create and maintain safe learning environments, how I will set goals for the students' learning, assessment and feedback of students, and how students will show their progress to you as the parents. Thank you for taking the time to view my Pecha presentation. I hope you have enjoyed it.